Hello, we students. We're going to finish our resume and we're going to turn it in. So basically, I'm not going to make you do a perfect resume. I just want you to kind of tune up the resume that you have. So open up your resume that you already have. If you have no resume, you can open a new one or start a new one. Let me show you how to start a new one. You go to Canvas, okay, and you're going to go to the resume, and then here's the resume. Turn it in. You're going to click on that. It's going to take you over here, and then there's this link. Click here for the template. So you click on that. It's going to open this thing up, and so it's a Word doc. So you can open it. You can download that thing, and you can use Microsoft Word if you want, or you can just say, "Hey, I want to open it with Google Docs and edit it in Google." So either way is fine. So you can just fill in your own stuff here if you want to start fresh. Obviously, the stuff that belongs to another student, I left it there. Delete that and replace it with your stuff, or just delete it so you're not plagiarizing somebody else's resume. All right, let's go back to the spiel here. What are we doing here? Okay, so you open up your resume, and then the first thing you're going to do is you're going to add your editorial at the top. So the editorial, you should, if you don't, you should know what the editorial is. We already did it. That was an assignment. So if you haven't done an editorial already, you missed an assignment. But you can read here what it is. Let me show you an example from the scoring guide. So here is the scoring guide for this project. And so it says, number one, create an editorial with your best stuff at the top. Don't use I. So don't say I did this. Don't start any sentence. Don't even put the word I in here. But so you just put a paragraph of your best stuff right at the top, such as exceptional writer, an editor who, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Perfect. Great paragraph at the top. Okay. So next, you're going to do an objective, and that's going to say what job you want. So right here, you use the XYZ format. So you tell them the X, what's the job you want, editorial position, Y and Z are your two best skills, the two best things you're going to do for that employee. So this person has great communication skills and a desire to work with the public. So she's talking about what she's going to do for them. So that's number two, add in an objective. Number three, so we did these worksheets about your skills and your experiences. And so you're going to add two bullet points from your skills worksheet using the A, B, C, D format. So um, what are you? Strong-minded person. What do you do? You are determined to succeed. Okay, so that was from the worksheet. Let's take a peek at that worksheet in case you might have forgotten all about that worksheet. Okay, so it was this worksheet right here that brag about your skills and experiences. So the first thing was you had to fill these in. So basically, you're going to take your best two or three, tune them up if you need to, and you're going to paste them into your resume. Okay, and then the next part is brag about your experiences. So I said originally I said the AVAV format. I'm just going to change that to the VAV format because you want to start with a powerful action verb. Okay, so copy some of these over there to your resume. Let's jump back to the resume. Okay, so and by the way, I think when you put in your editorial, make it highlight it and make it red berry. When you change, or not highlight it, but change the color to it. When you add in your objective, make it red. When you add your two or more bullet points about your skills, change them to orange. And then when you add a bullet point about your experiences in the VAV format, make them yellow. Notice that it starts with verbs, welcomed, updated, typed, maintained. So that makes them a little bit more powerful. Okay. And then next, we're going to do some extra credit stuff. Okay, so that's the main thing I want to do. There's the four main things that you have to do. Now let's talk about some extra credit stuff you can do to make your resume better. And okay, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We already did it. Okay, extra credit. Okay, use action words. Okay, so if you use action words at the very beginning, has to be the first word, you get extra credit. Okay, and if you go online, You can just say list of action words. You can just look for the list of action words and just add some of those. Okay. Number two, if you use dollar signs, numbers, and percents, it makes your all your work more credible. It makes it seem like, oh yeah, they really did that, and then highlight them with cyan. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Okay, so extra credit number one, you have your powerful action verbs: supervised, prepared, managed, and you highlight them with green. Number two, you're going to use numbers, dollar signs, and percentages to show like what you actually did. So made editor in chief in 3 years. Um, grades had a 72% increase. Um, was elected to president in the third year. Had a 3.85 GPA in top 5% of the class. Those things make your resume seem more real. So add those things. All right, now the next one, extra credit, is challenging. It's a par statement. So you basically say, hey, there is a problem. I took an action, and here is the results. It's PAR, problem action result. So take a look at this problem action result in this one. So solve the problem of reporters turning in articles late. That was the problem? What was the action? You created and instituted a new grading rubric, and what was the result? Grades increased by 72%. Okay, so extra credit number three is a par statement. And then number five. So number five, we're going back to our extra credit is number five. We're going back to our worksheet. So let's take a look at the worksheet we did a while ago. Okay, in this worksheet, I gave you some freebies down here. So it says skills most sought after by employees. So they just listed a bunch of skills that employers want. So they want communication skills, research skills. And so the idea here was like find one that fits you and just copy it and paste it. And hopefully you change it a little bit. Okay. And so so this one, she used this one, the exceptional listener and communicator. So if we go back to our template, exceptional listener and communicator who effectively conveys information verbally and in writing, and she highlighted it in, what was that, number 4? So with highlighted in blue. And then another area that employers are interested in your values. And so same thing from that worksheet. In that worksheet, we went down to values. So here's values most sought after by employers. And so this is one that she used in hers: highly adaptable, mobile, positive. I'm having trouble reading today. And then she added that to her resume as well. Okay, so anyway, so there's a chance to get 100% on the resume. And then if you add in all those extra credit things, you can get even more than 100%. Okay, and so finally, what you want to do is when you're done with this resume, you want to turn it in. And so you're just going to turn it in through Canvas. So let's take a look at what that's going to look like to turn it in through Canvas. You're going to go back to the resume, turn it in. And this is not the student version, but this is my teacher version of it, so it doesn't have a submit. But basically, what you'll do is you'll submit your Google Doc or you'll submit your Microsoft Word doc, and this assignment is worth 50 points, so it's a big assignment. Actually, I'm going to change that. I'm going to make it worth 75 points. So this assignment is kind of a pain. I think it's good, but it's kind of a pain. So I'm going to make that worth 75 points. So totally worth doing. And worth the effort. All right, thanks, guys.